Hello and welcome to today's Footium Footy special. It's a big one today as we're going through the playtest and finding out who's going to do well in Division 1. I'm joined by three of the team here today as we go through all of the games that you're interested in. So we'll start off by introducing Jordan. Jordan, the game creator, how you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing good, yes. Thank you very much. I'm going to be covering Usby Birch versus Romba and Canbrouth versus Standen. Some big games.
Excellent work. I'm looking forward to seeing those results. Some big games for those teams as well, actually, at the upper end of the table. George is also here. George, how are things?
I'm doing very well, Tom. How are you?
I'm wonderful, thank you. Thanks for having me on once again. Are you looking forward to today's Footy Footy special?
I am indeed. I've been very much blessed with my fixtures. I've got the mighty Cruiseburn in first place on 14 points against Bernsey Rangers, who are also tied on 14 points. So really looking forward to seeing who can pull ahead in that game this evening. And then I've also got Bromwell Wanderers, Royal Livy in 6th, but with 12 points. So looking to climb up there if he sees a draw in the Cruiseburn Bernsey Rangers game. And I've also got, they're playing against Ekrunima, who are in 9th, battling relegation, currently 2 points clear of the relegation zone. But we'll have to keep an eye on the Huntforth Rangers game to see how they do.
Excellent. That is going to be good fun today, especially that top of the table clash to see who goes on top of the table. I'm looking forward to that one. And of course, we're joined by Monday Night Football specialist. Sam is here as well. How you doing, Sam?
I'm doing very well. You've put the expert analysis on Newcastle tonight, and it's going to be a trouncing for Huntforth Rangers, I'm predicting.
Yeah,
I'm also... What? Sorry, Tom?
I was going to say Newcastle's your team, of course. Just be delighted with how you're doing so far this season.
Yeah, delighted, but also struggling in the last 3 games. My director of football, George, has been sending some players on some very dodgy loans, so we'll be reviewing his position, but hopefully we can push on for the title. I'll also be covering Mals versus Penn City.
Okay, yeah, that's going to be a decent game as well. Penn City not having their usual fantastic season. They're down in 8th place right now, although only 3 points off the top. It's a very tight league this season, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very tight, and I will say one thing about Mals. They sold John Cross in a very controversial deal, which has ruffled quite a few managers' feathers this season. And to be honest, they've struggled. They've struggled after getting rid of John Cross as well, who will be playing for Sandon tonight.
Okay, well, we're on the topic of John Cross. Let's talk about him then. We've got his stats on screen right now. Everyone who's watching can see them. He's obviously had a great season so far. Why was it so controversial that he moved clubs?
Well, I'm not sure it's controversially moved clubs. I think it was more controversial the way that the deal happened. I know there was a handshake made between Newcastle's and Mals for this player. Two high-rated centre-backs were going in the other direction. It was an extremely good deal. And then out of nowhere, John Cross appears at Sandon. And I think there was a bit of tapping up going on from the Sandon manager. So, yeah, not too happy with that. I think an investigation needs to take place, to be honest.
Yeah,
I've heard some rumours of some backhand dealings behind the bike shed, so we'll have to see what's happened there after the season ends.
Wow, well, the FFA might need to get involved with that one at some point there. It just doesn't seem right, does it? It doesn't seem right. But you can see he's got some excellent attributes there. 99 shooting. He's also got, 99 positioning as well, 89 ball control, 95 heading. Like, this guy is a fox in the box, right? He just, his goals left, right and centre. 4-star weak foot as well, so you can take it on either foot, really, and put it in the back of a net. You can see why this guy's been in demand this season. He looks pretty excellent. So, have we got a few score predictions heading into your games, chaps? Talk to me.
I think with my game, Huntforth versus Newcastle's star player Frank Tanguy for Huntforth. He's 31 years old now. Maybe his last season in the top flight. I think he'll want to end on a high. He's had a good couple of games, and yeah, I can see him playing quite well this game. Huntforth usually play a 4-5-1, and Newcastle's have gone quite attacking with a 3-4-3. It should be noted that Newcastle's are missing their normal attacking midfielder Corona. That'll be a huge miss, so it should be a good game.
definitely.
I'm predicting a 3-0 Newcastle, but
wow. Okay, yeah, so that's a big prediction, but I'll back you on that. Speaking of less goals, George, I should say, Crewsburn and Bernsey Rangers, they're both top of the table. Well, that's first and second right now, but neither have particularly scored many goals this season. Crewsburn 7 and 8, and Bernsey Rangers 9 and 8 games. So neither are doing particularly well on the scoring chart. They're just very good defensively.
Yeah, I do think we're due a goals fest, though, to be fair. You've got some top players in attacking positions for both teams. Tester on Crewsburn's side is the 92 rated right midfielder, as well as Moraes at top for Bernsey Rangers. He's a 91 rated centre forward. John Cross's arch nemesis, so we've heard. So I actually, although despite the facts in the past saying it's going to be a low scoring game, I'm actually hopeful for at least 3 goals in this game. And in the Brummel Wanderers versus Akrinimur game, I'm actually predicting lower goals. You've got Samardic, 88 rated goalkeeper for Brummel, and Akrinimur with their famous wing backs on the rares with the 90 rated right wing back, 89 left wing back, getting up the pitch. So we'll have to see what happens in that game as well.
Yeah, that should be quite exciting. And Jordan, you've got a game with Newsby Birch, who are at the bottom of the table and haven't won a game all season. Could this be the day where they finally get themselves that win?
It has to be, Tom. Newsby Birch absolutely desperate to get that win. Will be confirmed relegated today with anything but a win. But to be honest, anything but relegation looks impossible at the moment for Newsby Birch. They are playing a very arguably poor Romba side today. I think it's got to be on the cards for them to win this game in front of their home supporters. Romba, on the other hand, they're fighting to stay in Division 1. They're going to give everything as well. But yes, a huge game at the bottom of the table. Newsby Birch relegated. Sorry, not relegated. Is there still 3 games left? There's still 3 games left. They aren't relegated yet. But yes, massive bottom of the table clash in this one today. Newsby Birch at home to Romba. In the other one, we've got Sandon versus Canbrouth or Cambroth, depending on where you come from. But yes, Cranbrouth in unbelievable form coming into this off the back of 3 away wins. They're steaming up the table and they're going to be hungry for the title. And they haven't lost a game yet as well. 3 wins and 5 draws. They are playing Sandon, who are a strong side in and of themselves. They do have John Cross there in centre forwards, a rare player. And we all know the story behind that. But yes, they're coming into this game not quite in form, but they can leapfrog Cranbrouth if they do win this game today. So everything's at stake going into match day number 9.
Yeah, it's exciting, and there's already been a goal, Sam.
I didn't want to interrupt Jordan, and it was a very, very dodgy penalty decision, but Newcastle's with an early penalty. 2 minutes in, Ibrahim skipped past his man, won the penalty, got up and knocked it in the back of the net. 1-0 to Newcastle after 4 minutes. Yeah,
that attacking midfielder through the middle, Ibrahim there, he's got his goal there and is looking pretty happy with that one. Huntforth Rangers, on the other hand, they've got a very, very good attacking midfielder there in Tanguy in that CDM spot, so he'll be wanting to look and do some damage today.
I should note as well that Ibrahim's only in for the suspended Corona, so he's definitely made his mark in the first couple of minutes of the game.
Wow, yeah, he's really shown to the manager that he needs to be starting, clearly, but we'll have to see how he performs in the rest of the game. Anything exciting happening in your game so far, George? We may have lost George there temporarily. Oh no, he's back. We're back.
Actually taking his absolutely big allegation there, and it looks like could be the one.
I think we may have lost George there. I think he is glitching out quite a bit here. We'll let George reconnect to his 5G hotspot when it happens. To the screen may go a little bit dodgy if George does disconnect. I do apologise for that one. It's all the way it's organised on Discord in the background as we get the stream going. So we'll go back to Jordan. Jordan, what's going on in your games at the moment?
Not a huge lot here. We had a good chance for Newsby Birch, and just as I say that in the other games, Sandon, Cranbrouth, Cranbrough have come forwards. It's saved. There was a good chance there to get the opening goal, a double save. But so far it's 0-0 in these games.
Okay, so whilst there's no goals going at the moment, obviously this is the new look to the game that came out with this playtest. Jordan, you must be delighted with how the game's looking.
Yes, I mean, yeah, I've really very much enjoyed watching the games and seeing it all come together as well. I mean, we've had the visualiser in the works for a few months. It's great to see that come together and also get an insight into a visual representation of the match engine as well. Yeah, and I hope everyone else has enjoyed watching the games as much as I have.
Yeah, it's been so cool to see such a different dynamic to what we've seen in the previous playtests and previous beta versions of the game. So it's so cool to see how it's changed and evolved over the time. As it looks like it's a goal.
It's a goal. It's a goal. It's a massive one in the Cranbrough Sandon game, and it is Cranbrough who scored. Fernando Bustos, who's got the goal there, and they are in fine form, aren't they? Fourth away game, and they have the lead in this one. A big goal at the top of the table.
Yeah, lovely stuff there for them. I think we have got George back now. He looks to be a little bit more like actually moving around the screen now for us lagging out. So sorry, George, we did cut you off earlier. But what's going on in your games?
Yes, still 0-0 here in both games. I was just saying that it's actually quite helpful for a Crinnimer that Newcastle have taken the lead there against Hunterforth Rangers, as they are their rivals in the relegation battle. So still a bit cagey in both of these games. We're looking to see some goals. I think now that the 20th minute's gone, see the sides pushing out a bit more and expressing that creativity from those great players that they do have. This being the Division 1 of Footium, you've got the cream of the crop in the leagues here. So we'll see what happens in the Crewsburn-Bernsey Rangers game very shortly. I'm seeing some great build-up play. You're actually in the box for Bernsey Rangers now. Takes a shot. Save. Great save by the Crewsburn keeper. Back to you, Tom.
Good stuff. Yeah, so I was just looking through the formations here for Brummel Wanderers, one of your games. They're playing a 5 at the back formation there. Interesting, they've only got a 58 rated centre-back in the middle of that back 3, which could be a bit of a weak point there for the team, particularly if... Now, I'm going to say it wrong again. I've tried to pronounce it several times. I can't say it, George.
Crinnimer,
that's the one. Want to hear it, I can say it. But Crinnimer have got 3 really, really good attackers, and they might be able to punish that middle centre-back for Brummel, who is not looking too good. Must be a reserve player coming in for a suspension or injury or just a bit of rotation in the team. But yeah, Crinnimer are going to be wanting to take this one all the way and seeing what they can do with it. Right. As the games trickle on, we're about halfway through the first half right now. Only the 2 goals in the games we've seen so far. We've not come to you recently, Sam. What's going on in your games?
Yeah, nothing. Literally nothing in the Miles versus Penn City game. I should say that since Newcastle's went 1-0 up, I think the busiest player on the pitch has been Newcastle's goalkeeper, Neil Johnson, who's actually been made captain today after usual club captain De Silva. Stupid booking has led him to being dropped. So just Neil Johnson captain, and he's definitely leading from the back with his performance in terms of saves and just getting on the ball.
Yeah, it seems like it's working well for Newcastle today. Obviously, the early goal has been pretty good. Just looking at the stats for that game as well. 41% possession for Newcastle. So clearly Huntforth are having more of the ball. They're making more passes. They're having more shots as well. So are you a little bit concerned that they could come back into the game a little bit later on?
I am, to be honest. I don't think Newcastle have shown anything apart from winning that penalty in the first minute, which, like I say, dubious at best.
Dubious at best. So give us a bit of insight into your team this season, Sam. Obviously, Newcastle are your team. What's been your philosophy this season?
Yeah, so we started with a 5 at the back. That seemed to work quite well. George, I made director of football this season after he had some struggling times at Swart Rangers. He was down and out, needed a new job, so he got the job at Newcastle's director of football, and he made some great signings. It worked well. He decided the style of football wasn't nice, so we then changed to a 3-4-3, which is what we've been playing the last 3 games. He shipped a load of our players out, and I believe we've lost the last 3 games. I will take a little bit of blame as well for some of my substitutions in game haven't been the best, but overall, us trying to play this nice attacking football in the second half of the season hasn't worked out for us so far.
Well, you've got to try things, haven't you? See what works and what doesn't work. And, historically, you've been up and down. You've either been a team at the top of the table or at the bottom of the table when you've done these play tests. So it must be...
more often bottom.
Yeah, well, look, I wasn't going to say that myself, but but there we go. So we are 33 minutes into these games right now. Still only the 2 goals. Newcastle winning 1-0 and Cambrouth beating Sandon 1-0. Of course, Sandon have a danger man that we spoke about earlier on, but he's yet to make a mark on this game so far, Jordan. Sorry, Jordan. The striker for Sandon, who's insane, Cross. He's yet to make a mark in this game, right?
Jordan has got its full Cammy moment. Mike Sardo.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, Jordan. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm having some issues.
He's missed a red card.
Yeah, so we were asking about Cross, Jamie Cross, the striker, who's we were talking about pre-game. He's yet to have an impact in the game for Sandon.
Yes, that's right. He's just not really been. They haven't really got him into the game, to be honest, in this Sandon game. I think Cranbrouth have had the edge throughout, but yes, they've really managed to close him out of the game. The Cranbrouth defence and Sandon just can't get the ball to him at the moment. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Goal.
Oh, where's the goal?
Goal. We've got a goal in the top of the table clash, and it is for Cruiseburn. Got Jose Scott on the wing, is cut inside, dribbled past his man, curled it in top right, and it puts Cruiseburn 1-0 up. Unexpected goal scorer for Cruiseburn. I think that's his first goal of the season, but common assist from Gomez. So it's been great to see that Cruiseburn, Jose Scott for Cruiseburn has really come into his own in this late in the season to put them top of the league.
Wow, that is
a goal.
Oh,
a goal.
A goal for Sam.
Newcastle against the run of play.
Wow.
Have their second. Eric Garcia, left winger. He's been a staple for Newcastle this season, and he's once again proven why he's stayed in the team even with the formation changes.
Yeah, he's doing well then. If he's got that second goal, they give you some breathing space there, and you must be delighted, Sam, with your team. And George as well, of course, director of football. You both must be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'm surprised. We haven't got a win with this formation yet, so I think they just need a bit of time to gel. And we are coming against a poor Hunt Forth Rangers side. Charlie has struggled a little bit in his first season in Division 1, but he was an up and coming manager, so I'm sure he'll have a better season next time round.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll be the way it is, of course. So we are approaching half time. There's just a few minutes left in each of these games. There's been a flurry of goals towards the end of this second half. So what does this mean for the table then? It means that Cruiseburn, right, are going to be top of the table by 3 points, right? At least ahead of Bernsey Rangers. I don't think, Cranbrouth aren't winning, are they? So it'd be a 3-point lead for them.
Yeah,
it'd be pretty big if it stays like this. I'm sure Suze will be happy with that.
100%.
I genuinely have had my Cammy moment and have missed a straight red card, which in this playtest is quite rare, a straight red card.
Wow.
I'm just scanning down the commentary to see when we had this red card.
In which game was this one? Sorry, was this the Penn City game?
Miles versus Penn City. Yeah, we've had a straight red. I'm going to have to speak to my sources and see exactly how this red card happened, but it's... Daniel Dupay, the centre-back, the 72 rated centre-back for Miles, who's been sent off. So
what minute was this in? Do we know?
My sources have not confirmed yet, but
okay. The sources haven't confirmed the red card.
We'll get our ears to the ground soon.
Oh, it's 40th minute. It says it 40th minute.
Yeah, just reconfirmed 40th minute. Yeah, so not too long ago. But on the edge of half time, Penn City did make the most of it, and they've scored with the last kick of the half.
Wow! So it's a perfect time that we're on the screen at the time there. So Penn City down to 10 men, but 10 men OP have seemed to have gone on to get that goal, and they're leading now at the break, which is fantastic. Yeah, it looks like Daniel Dupoy didn't get any of the ball in his challenge there, and deservedly got a red card by looks of things, and that's going to really upset things for Penn City at the back. I can't see they made any changes at all to try and get themselves back into this game at all.
Too busy managing a real world football club, it seems, to care about his footing club. Terrible management in my book.
In fact, it wasn't the Penn City. It was for Miles, actually.
Miles, you were slandering Penn City, and I was thinking. It's Mals that have a red card, and 5 minutes later, Penn City made the most of it and scored.
In our defence, it is like the bat of the pumas or the whatever the animals are on the logo, because they have got the same animal on the logo actually. So I can see where the confusions come from there. But yeah, so Penn actually with 11 men have taken a deserved lead.
Yeah, they've taken a deserved lead. It looked like I thought they were on top. I couldn't really understand what had changed in the game, but obviously a red card had changed the game, and Penn had made the most of it. And go into the break at 1-0 half time. So we've had a nice few flurry of goals, like you say, at the end of the first half, and Penn will be happy with that. They've not had a great season, and they'll be looking to move on from this for the last 3 games.
Yeah, exactly. We've got the Mal's owner in the chat actually, who clearly isn't very happy with the centre back being sent off there. He's not very happy at all in the chat, so it's not great. It's not great. We're also being asked by Willie Rover what was the first minute. What minute was the first goal? The first goal was scored by Nuka Haxmans in the 4th minute of the game. Actually, Ibrahim got that one, didn't he?
Yeah, because I should note there's a score prediction game live right now in collaboration with Footium Teletext. You had to get your entries in before 5, but I think there was around 40 entries to that. So. Oh. I don't know who's in the lead right now, but I know a lot of people did not predict Newcastle to win, I don't think.
Or to score in the 4th minute, which is clearly great for them. So
you must be wrong, always.
Oh.
And just to add to the earlier conversation, just to give a bit of background on the John Cross transfer, he was a pivotal part in our transition to a 3-4-3 formation, and I think that transfer being disrupted has led to this period of uncertainty at Nuka Hexmans, but hoping this game we can get a win and turn that around.
Right, so we're getting ready for the second half then. Jordan, your games so far, they've not been the most entertaining. Can you see some goals coming in the second half as the teams tire out a little bit and push on towards the end of the game?
Well, the second halves are off.
Oh, fantastic. Perfect timing then.
They're off and away.
We live? We're still down.
No,
we're good.
We're all good.
Good.
Yeah, so Jordan, in the second half in your games, as players start to tire, are we expecting to see some big goals in your games?
Your mic's broke with Jordan.
Oh, okay.
I should know, if you put exclamation mark foot in the chat, you do enter a giveaway, and at the end of the game, there will be a rare player and a kit that are up for grabs. So the first one that gets drawn will be a kit, and the second one that gets drawn will be a rare player. So if you're in, make sure you enter that.
Okay, right. Let's just get back on to the right screen. Probably Discord, as I think John just left the call, which is why the camera is all over the place now on the side of the screen. So when Jordan gets back in there, there we go, sort themselves out again, or apparently not. Because the order's now changed apparently on Discord for whatever reason. Unless Jordan gets his camera on, I think that might save things a little bit there. It can't be a footy and footy special without a little bit of technical difficulties, clearly. But there we go. We are back now with Jordan in the call, and the second halves are underway as we approach the end of this game. So the start of the second half as we go towards the end of these games today, this afternoon. So
I should also mention quickly, big respect to the Australians in the chat right now. I believe it's around 3 a.m. For those guys that are watching. So massive kudos to you guys for waking up and watching us.
Yeah, that is pretty impressive, to be fair. You guys getting up to watch this Footium Footy special. It just shows the importance of Footium around the world. And we're only just starting. We're only just beginning at Footium. Who knows where this is going to be in 2, 3, 4 years' time, right? You've obviously got big plans for the future, George.
Yeah, definitely. We're just really excited that we can get this playtest into the users' hands, show them what we've been working on, particularly with the live match experience, get that feedback from the users as well, and incorporate that into the next playtest with more features, improvements, bug fixes, and that'll be with the users soon. It's very exciting times.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And obviously, bear market right now, but obviously this is the perfect time for you guys to be building through a bear market, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's quite helpful being able to just really focus on the product and the users that are kind of eager to test the game and make sure that we have this kind of really well-rounded game that people really enjoy. And you can tell, obviously, with the Aussies waking up at 3 a.m. just to watch a stream of some games that they're not even in is hopefully a testament to kind of how engaging Footium can be. So obviously we keep building on that and hopefully keep kind of expanding the game in future.
I've got a goal. I'm sorry to interrupt you, George, but the Mal's manager made some changes at half-time, and I don't think they've gone to plan because Penn have doubled their lead.
Oh, that is tricky. That is tricky.
Yeah,
Penn City with the goal.
The changes don't seem to have worked. Penn have been dominating. Right back, Caron just had acres to run into, and he just kept running and whacked it in the bottom corner. So 2-0. Doesn't look like there's any way back for Mal's now.
Yeah, that's a tough one for Mouse, especially when they're at home as well in front of their, a capacity crowd here of 1,500 fans. They won't be going home happy today after this one, especially when the right back scores against you as well. That's got to hurt.
Yeah, exactly. He's had a good game, to be fair, and Mal's haven't plugged the gap very well. The manager's not too happy in chat. He might make some more tactical changes and see if he can stop these goals coming in.
I think so. Jordan, going to your game, Newsby Birch versus Romba. Bottom of the table clash there. Does anyone look like they're going to score? And will Newsby Birch actually get their first win of the season today?
If anyone looks like scoring, it's Newsby Birch. They've been controlling the game. And just before half-time, they had some brilliant chances to take that lead as well. And somehow it was kept out. A few goal-mouth scrambles just before half-time. In the second half, Romba have made a couple of changes. They're hopeful to regain control of this game. But at the moment, it's only one team that looks like scoring, and that is Newsby Birch.
Yeah, 6 shots to the 1 shot of Romba. They are definitely trying, aren't they? They're trying so hard to get that goal that they need. And they've got some decent strikers as well, to be fair. Decently rated strikers. But obviously, Romba, they're somehow their makeshift defence right now. Of some low ratings in that team. There's a few players there with 16 ratings actually, so obviously a lot of rotation going on there. They're doing a job well enough to keep them out.
They are indeed. They are indeed. In the Sandon Cranbrouth game, John Cross did have a great chance to score. That was saved. But here, we've got a shot from Cranbrouth. It's a goal. It's 2-0 out of nothing. And there we go. They're going to be putting that game to bed by the looks of it. Sandon 0. Cranbrouth 2, and they keep marching up the table, don't they?
They do, don't they? And John Cross has not been doing anything today to get his team the win that they really need, to be fair. So not a great day for Sandon fans out there, but Cranbrouth, they're going to be coming home with the 3 points today as things stand with a good 20 so minutes left in this game.
We've got a goal. It is Cruiseburn again, making it 2-0. Sailing to the top of the table, and Jose Scott has repaid the favour. He's given an assist to the right winger Schwartz, who's just beaten his man and slotted it in bottom left. The keeper was left standing, but it was a great effort, great combination of the two wingers, just causing a lot of trouble there for the Bernsey Rangers defence. They've been employing this tactic for a lot of the season with the two wingers and the false 9 centre forward just being able to cause havoc in the box. The defenders don't know who to track, and it's just paid off again. Very intricate play in the box, and Schwartz slots it away to sail Cruiseburn to the top of the table.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the ratings of the Cruiseburn team, and they have got a really, really solid team, including their captain, right midfielder Tester, 92 rated. I believe he's the highest rated player in the playtest. Is that correct? Am I correct in saying that?
I think he might be joint highest.
Okay, yeah,
Tester.
Yeah, Mozza has a 92 rated centre back as well, who is looking a little bit jaded today.
Okay, yeah.
Played.
Well, with only 10 men against him, I guess he can sort of relax on that a little bit. But yeah, has Tester done much in today's game? Has he tested the keeper at all?
Not too much, but he's been giving it a good try. I think obviously he's been playing a very pivotal role in that right midfield in the 3-4-3. Giving that kind of freedom for the wingers to push up and just taking on defensive responsibilities where necessary. So really good performance. He is on a bit of low condition, only 70 condition right now. I think, some of the managers, they see the players that are nice, shiny blue and rare, and they don't give them a rest. So that can sometimes come back to hurt you. But you can see here in today's game, he's not scoring the goals, but he's definitely making the play happen leading up to them.
Okay, well, we'll stick with you briefly, George. I think Brommer Wanderers have just scored a goal in your other game. They've gone 1-0
They have
up.
indeed. And it is a goal scored by Butner, who is playing in, attacking midfield for, we've lost it now, for Bromwell Wanderers, for Bromwell Rangers.
Yeah.
Rangers.
Decent stuff.
Yeah, I didn't catch the goal. Let me just scroll back to find that. And it seems to have been a couple of minutes ago. Where can we find this? And here we go. Yeah, Heinz Butner. Oh. Fantastic name. Just a clearance comes out from Joshua Ramirez. Doesn't clear it far enough. And Heinz Butner is able to volley it back in first time. So a great attempt there. Some more shots coming in this game at the moment as well. So hoping to hang on to that 1-0 lead Bromwell Wanderers. But we'll see how that plays out in this game. And I think that might do something interesting for the table, given that Bromwell Wanderers are in 6th, but looking for that getting into the playoffs that should put on 15 points, which makes them a potential title challenger.
Not bad. Jordan, if we come to you then, there's been 2 goals in your game with Sandon and Cambrouth. It looked like Sandon were going to come back into it, but then Cambrouth have scored a 3rd.
Indeed, that's right. It was a Corey, the midfielder, who got the goal for Sandon, and the home crowd, they were buzzing. They felt like the team could go on and get another, but it's Cambrouth. They just know how to shut games out, and what a response it was. Ocon, the right back, somehow got into the box and scored his 2nd of the game, and it's 3-1 to Cambrouth.
Yeah, it's unheard of. Right back's getting a brace, but he's on for a hat-trick now, and I want Ocon to get it. I want him to get that hat-trick there, the attacking right back. Potentially there. Sam, so we've not heard from you in the past few minutes.
I've just had a goal, and it's Penn City really making that red card count now. 3-0. M. Mohammed has got the goal from left back. Like I'm saying, the Mals have just kind of given up. Every player's just getting free reign. They all want in on the action. They all want to boost their goal tally. So yeah, Penn City, dominant performance, but Mals will be kicking themselves so they got that red card early in the half.
Yeah, but there's 5 minutes to go in these games this afternoon. The one I'm closely watching is Newsby Birch and Romba. Newsby Birch is still without a win this season, and it looks like they still might be going without a win this season, which is a real shame for them. So hopefully we see a goal in that game.
It's been the story of their season. They've just nothing's clicked. No goals. They just concede stupid ones as well. It's just not clicked for them this year.
Yeah, it's a real shame for them. It's a real shame. Sorry, Jordan, you said something there, or have I missed?
I was just saying, sat the gaffer. That was comment.
Yeah. To be fair, the fans will be on his back, won't they? You know, if you can't get the wins for them, it's not a good look for the manager, and he'll have to be doing some serious thinking between this play test and the next one if he wants to keep his job, which obviously is something that he'll be wanting to keep hold of as we go forward into the future. I'm just going to click into that game now just to see what's going on there as we approach the final 2 minutes of the game. Looking at the stats there, 8 shots now for Newsby Birch, but they just can't seem to get it past the keeper for Romba. And if we scroll down here to Romba's side, they're playing a rotated team, and they've got some real weak links in that team. There's a left mid and a centre who are 16 ratings there. Really shouldn't have any sort of business playing in this sort of league, should they? But there they are in the first team and doing a job to keep a clean sheet and earn a point as things stand right now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I've been hearing.
You should.
After you, Sam.
I was just going to say, I feel like this is a combination of these kids that the manager of Romba's putting everything out on the line, and a combination of Newsby Birch just nothing clicking this year. I think it's a good mix of them both. But what were you going to say, George?
I was just going to touch on the rumours surrounding Romba's departed players. Some rumours of financial troubles and the chairman running off to Tbilisi. So still investigating those with the FFL, but it's been interesting to see how the squad's managed to keep getting some results despite half the squad being sold off in a fire sale early this season. And we've got full time in both of the games for me. So a 2-0 win for Crewsburn against Bernsey Rangers, and a 1-0 win, a smash and grab from Bromwell Wanderers against Ekrunima, with Butner taking the goal there.
Yeah, congratulations to Crewsburn, who stay on top of the table as things stand, and Brummel really needed that win to try and boost their hopes this season, with only 2 games left now, I think, in this season, so they'll be looking for a strong finish to things. Sam, will come to you. Newcastle Hacksman Rangers, they've won it 2-0. You happy?
Yeah, I am happy. The game, we got off to a lucky start with the penalty. It didn't look like we were playing well. Huntforth came back into the game. I think they adjusted quite well after our goal and reacted well. But just at the end of that second half, Eric Garcia got that goal against the run of play, and Newcastle's never looked back really. Ended up with more shots, more possession, more passes. So that second goal really killed off Huntforth Rangers. And in my other game, the red card writes the story. Miles with that early one. The manager Crispy will not be happy with Depay, and Penn City made the most of having that extra man.
Yeah, 11 shots in the end for Penn City. They really made their shooting count at the end there, as they limited Miles to just 3 after that red card. So not a great game for them. And of course, Jordan, we saw the 0-0 just there for Neesby Birch. They've still not won a game this season, which is a real shame for them. But what about the Sandon and Canbrouth game?
Yeah, the Sandon Cranbrouth game. I mean, Sandon did try to give it everything. You've got John Cross up front. They just look like they're lacking something, and I don't know whether it's just the strength of that Cranbrouth side, who just know how to win away from home. They know how to control games, and they know how to shut the games out. I really do think Cranbrouth now are looking like real title contenders going into the final 2 games, especially coming off the back of this win.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the shooting stats here. Canberra had 9 shots in total, 8 of them inside the box. They just knew how to punish Sandon there, get into dangerous areas, and obviously they've converted a third of their shots into goals. So Canberra obviously having a fantastic game there. So they're the full-time results, which I think a lot of managers will be happy with. Some managers won't be. Neesby Birch will be fuming that they've still managed to get the win, even with the weakened Romba side out there. Any major performances you boys want to talk about of those games? Anyone that really pleased you or displeased you?
I think just with Crewsburn, it was a clear sort of dominant display. No real Roy's at the back, 7 shots, but no real tests for the keeper. All quite easy to save, and just dominating on possession, on shots, on passes, corners, you name it. They won the game in those vital areas. So I think it was sad to not see an absolute masterclass from Tester, but you can see he's finished the game on 66% condition. Probably a bit tired, maybe needs a rest, but only a couple of games left, so I'm sure he's gonna play his heart out for the remaining games. But exciting to see if Crewsburn can get the league victory in the next 2 games.
Yeah, I've just got the league table up on screen right now for you guys all to see. So yeah, Crewsburn stay on top with 17 points. Canbrouth just behind them on 17 points as well. But it's the slightly better goal difference there for Crewsburn that keep them on top of the table. Sam, you'll be happy. Newcastle Hacksmans are up into 3rd place right now, 1 point away from Crewsburn and Canbrouth. But your goal difference is way lower than Canbrouth and Crewsburn, who actually did pretty well today to extend their goal tallies. They haven't been free scoring so much, so they've done pretty well there in the grand scheme of things. Brummel moved to 4th place in the table ahead of Bernsey Rangers. Penn City into 6th place. Miles have dropped down to 7th. Sandon dropped down to 8th. Crinnimer, I think I've said it right that time, are in 9th place, 2 points away from the relegation zone, where Huntforth Rangers, Romba and Neesby Birch are currently residing. So Neesby Birch are really in danger right now on their 4 points. They need to win both of their next 2 games to have a chance of avoiding relegation, and given they've not won a single game so far this season, it's not looking too good for them.
Need to get Allardyce in.
I do want to touch on one thing, actually. I've just seen in the chat that we might have to start a dialogue about John Cross, because there's rumours that he's only scored 1 goal this season from open play. So I think all the hype that he's tried to live up to, big money move, highest rated player in the division, they're not living up to it. So
wow, yeah, that is kind of poor actually. Yeah, if he's only got the 1 goal, I can't see like his game stats, but I can see all his attributes there, and he's making for a great striker, but obviously just can't seem to convert those goals. It's a real shame.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of happy. Sandon getting dragged into the relegation battle, and I'm still back in Neesby Birch. I think there's something special going to happen there in those last 2 games.
I'd love to see it. I'd love to see Neesby Birch come from the ashes and and get themselves out of that relegation zone. I'm a Newsby Birch fan myself, you know. I've all the team in this division. They're the team that I follow, but it's a real shame for us to be right down there in 12th place at the moment. But, you know, that's where we are. Hopefully things will change in the next 2 games or so. So before we finish things up here this evening, is there anything else you guys want to talk about before we finish?
I would like to draw these 2 winners. So
of course.
We will start first with a Footium kit, the nice new away one, which we're wearing. It's very slick, and that has been won by Forum Asham Stanley. So I've put that in, accepted, well in. I was actually on Forum Asham Stanley stream earlier today as they ran out a 0-0 draw.
Fix.
Next one, rare player drawing, is won by No Phil There. So well done. Thanks everyone for watching and entering that competition. And I'm super intrigued to see who won the score prediction game with Footium Teletext. I'm sure Jackim will be working that out now.
Yeah, that'll be exciting to see who's won that one to win the awards there. So excellent work. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
All good from me. Enjoyed the game, enjoyed the action. Looking forward to the next season of the playtest, which we'll be giving some news on soon. And just there's a couple days of the season left for those people that had their postponed games. So if you had a game postponed, you might have a game tomorrow, and then there's a couple more on Wednesday as well. So just keep an eye out. We'll also be releasing the beta feedback form shortly after this. We'll put it in announcements, and any feedback will be greatly appreciated on that. And yeah, we really appreciate all the feedback that you've all given so far this playtest.
Excellent. Right, in that case then, I think that pretty much wraps things up. So thank you very much everyone for joining us, especially the chaps from Australia. Hope you get some sleep again after this. But thank you very much for joining us today for today's Footium football special. We had a great time commentating on these games, some big results with some big implications in the table. And thank you very much for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Have a lovely evening everyone, all morning. Cheerio.
Cheers everyone. Bye.
Cheers everyone. Bye.